They don't want you thinking too much.
Yes.
It's not healthy when you think too much. You need to drink your beer, watch a ball game, and shut up. And stay out of the way so your masters don't have to put up with you. That's why they give you all the problems every day, with all the horrible things that are happening, the wars, the violence, and the economy is collapsing and all that. That's to keep you as a human busy. Why? So that keeps you out of their world. That keeps you out of their line of fire. They have important things to do. They're running the earth, and they don't need you to come pushing poking your nose around.
Exactly.
So they make sure you got plenty to be concerned about. Stay home and drink your beer and watch a ball game. And especially are they concerned about young people, youth. The college and high schoolers, they're very concerned about college and high school students. The masters who run this world are frightened and scared of the young people. Why? Because they're young and they're strong.
Yes.
And you're an old man ripping people off. And as an old man ripping people off like David Rockefeller is 100 years old, he died just recently. When you get to be 100 years old and you think about how many people you've raped and you personally robbed and stolen and ripped off and lied to, and now you think about all the young high schoolers, the young kids in high school and college who are very, they're very strong. They got a lot of energy, and there's millions of them. And there's only a few of you, and there's millions of these young people. You get them in an army, and they are very fierce and frightening to think about how much energy that army and that military unit has.
Yes.
And so they want to give the young people sports. Give them a ball. So they go out and play ball games. Go out and play ball because they got a lot of energy, and so you need to dissipate that energy. Give them a football or a baseball or a ping pong ball or a bowling ball or a golf ball, a soccer ball. Give them a ball and tell them to go out and play ball because they got to learn to be a team player.
Yes.
So become a team player. That means you go along to get along with whatever your boss tells you. You're a team player. Why? Because they don't need you to think too much. They just tell you what to do. And that's why when you go to college, you learn what to kiss and when. You don't get an education. You learn who the boss is. And you get yourself in line or you're going to jail.
That's true. And jail's another court where you had to play ball.
The world you live in is so corrupt and evil. And most people have not even taken 60 seconds to think about where they are, how they got here, where they've come from, and where you're going to go when you die. Most people never thought about it. They're just scared to death to die. Why be scared to death to die if you don't remember where you were 500,000 years ago? Where were you 10,000 years ago? Where you're here now? Yeah, but how the hell did you get here?
Exactly.
Where did you come from? And when you leave this world, where are you going to? Are you going somewhere? Or are you just so stupid as to think you just happened by chance to pop in one day and here you are? And then one day you pop out, now you're gone, and nobody knows where you came from. You didn't know what you were doing when you were here, and you have no idea where you're going when you leave here. You just popped in and popped out, did what you're supposed to do, and drink your beer, and watch the TV shows, and bounce your ball, and go to the ball game. And that's all you're supposed to know. So keep your nose out of the boss's business.
Yes.
The guys who run this planet, like George Carlin said, it's a big club, the guys who run this world. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. So keep your mouth shut. You don't ask any questions. Make sure the kids have got plenty of drugs and plenty of alcohol and sex, pornography. Make sure all the people got plenty of things to keep their minds occupied and dissipate their energy. Make sure all the older guys have got Viagra, and make sure they got all the, make sure they've got all the stuff that the young kids take for granted Make sure the old guys have got plenty of their drugs for sex too, and their alcohol, and make sure they got a liquor store on every corner. Make sure the people are happy, because if they're not happy, they come after the leaders. The leaders are a bunch of old, lying, filthy criminals running their mafiosis and gangster organizations called government. And they know that if the people ever decided to rip off this government, the people rise up in America. You are better understand. You're going to be a sitting duck.
Yes.
So you make sure the kids are all fed their drugs and their alcohol and their sex and ball games and sports, and just dissipate them.
This is
Keep
quite
them
literally
so ignorant and so stupid and so ignorant that they wouldn't know how to get out of a paper bag. So that today, most people do not have brains enough to know they're even alive. They just do what they do. They get up and they go to work, and they do what they do. They come home, they're broke, and one day they die. And they don't realize that the church was in charge of you when you were born, when you got married, and when you die. As the church is always there. The church is there when you were born. The church is there when you get married. The church is there when you die.
But
why? Because the church is nothing more than an organization set up by government to make sure you stay in line and be in, what do they call it? To be in, there's a term that the government uses.
Compliance.
Meaning you need to be in compliance. Right. You need to be in compliance, meaning you need to do what I tell you to do, airhead.